Welcome to Under the Green Light, where business owners share their story about entrepreneurship, open up about their greatest victories and challenges, and map out their journey from startup to success. And now here's your host, Dimri Henry, Managing Partner of Greenlight Tax Group.
Welcome to Under the Green Light. We're so excited to have you join us for another show. Today, we have a very special guest, Bonnie Abadie. She has two businesses that we're going to talk about and dive into. And of course, Melanie Jennings, who's always here, keeping it real and keeping it colorful. So we're just going to dive right in. So Bonnie, first of all, you and Melanie have known each other for how long?
How old is Capriana?
10 years, yeah.
10 years. And this is all through the North Dallas Martial Arts.
Correct.
So how long has North Dallas Martial Arts been in business?
We opened in 2006.
Oh, wow. So you guys have
been around for a while.
Been around a long time, and you were able to get through the COVID
restrictions.
So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to put that on the shelf and talk about that in a second. So you and David, your husband, operate and own Dallas or North Dallas Martial Arts, and he's really the instructor. What is he called?
Here's what I say. I'm the brains, he's the brawn.
Perfect. I love it. Well, you got to have both.
Right?
Especially with martial arts.
He teaches all of the classes. He does a lot of volunteering in the neighborhood schools.
Oh, I love
getting
that.
out, weeds the gardens and does the parking duty on
I love that.
different mornings when they were doing take-home folders. He would go and stuff the take-home folders.
That's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I do all of the marketing, the bookkeeping, whatever else, any publicity that we need to do
running.
at night. Yes.
And so David, tell me about his belts. What is he?
So he's a 4th degree black belt. It's Taekwondo.
Taekwondo.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So is the studio, or it's a dojo, or what do we call it?
Either way.
Either way. Is it 100% Taekwondo, or do you do other things?
It's 100% Taekwondo.
100%?
He mixes in, he studies other forms and other things. We're self-defense based.
Right.
So that's his main concern, is that the women and the children are safe. Bullying is...
Know how to protect themselves.
Right. And the bullying is rampant in the schools, even though they say zero tolerance.
Right.
We know that
that's not the case.
Not the case.
Well, not only that, I feel like the martial arts gives them another level of confidence.
Absolutely.
So it's not just about necessarily being able to take action, but it's knowing you could if you needed to.
Right.
And like doing it the right way.
And we've had, kids that have gotten picked on, and parents have told the administration, look, my kid is in martial arts, and they have been told that they will take care of it if you don't. And they have had to on a couple of occasions.
So what was David and what were you doing prior to opening up the studio?
Our background is hospitality.
Oh.
So we met in New Orleans. I was working in a hotel in Chalmette, Louisiana, and he was working in a hotel in downtown New Orleans. And the way he tells it, he said there was some hot new sales director at the Quality Inn Chalmette, and he had to go meet me.
I love it.
Yeah, so we would meet at HSMA, which is Hotel Sales and Marketing Association meetings. And we would meet up, and our very first date was at the Southern Baptist Convention in New Orleans.
Wow, that's a funky first date.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's almost like a test.
We were both just like,
what is happening?
Yeah, stressed out, because it fills up the city.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
So what made you guys then shift from hospitality to, you know what, I'm going to get off the W-2 compensation, and I think I'm going to jump into the waters of entrepreneurship?
Well, so when we moved up here, he was working in several different hotels, and in order to move up, you have to move out for the most part. And it's a very volatile industry. DoubleTree was the worst. So you can work for DoubleTree for 3 months, and then we don't want you anymore, right? Yeah. So he had gotten laid off 3 times in a year, and I was like, okay, we got to get out of this industry.
We need control.
We're in sales, that's our background. He's got a degree in general business, I've got a degree in marketing. What do you want to sell? Because it's going to be commission.
Right.
So what are you passionate about? And he's like, I've always wanted to do something with my black belt, and with karate. I love teaching karate. So he was
black belt karate before
he was.
You met
he
him?
He got his black belt in 1984.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he never pursued anything beyond that. He just kind of stayed, stayed a first degree black belt. And then it's like, okay, well, you're only a first degree. Can you do it? Oh, yeah, we'll do it. So we financed it all on 0% interest credit cards because the banks would not give us a loan because we had never done anything like this before.
You had no history.
Right, no credit history on that. They were like, well, we'll loan you $14,000 on a home improvement loan. Right. So we just, through the grace of God and our families, helping support us. And so he found a job part-time, so he was able to work part-time during the day, and then did this at night. And then as time went on, somebody had approached him at our location. They were going to the dance studio, and she was like, I have a daycare. Would you be interested in teaching in our daycare?
Yes.
And he's like, I don't know. So he gave it a try, and he was like, oh, kind of a cash cow.
Yes, and then it just kind of feeds, and then every year
feeds,
you have
new students. And then when they, like Melanie's kids, when he was at Children's Choice is what it was then, they automatically, as they transition out, then if they want to continue their training, then they start coming to the school.
Right.
So and that's so easy for the parents because they don't have to take him anywhere. They just... He
Right.
just shows up there and done.
And then he already
trained.
knows the kids after, like when you're continuing the training. So it's just a great transition, and they kind of get the taste for it, which is great. So thinking about when you first started to where you guys are now. Okay, let's kind of go back in time because it was just you and David. Did you have any other folks working for you, or was it just you and David?
It's always been just us.
And is now still just you and David? And you're still just...
Yeah, because that way we have control.
Right.
Over the way things are being taught. We don't have to have workman's comp insurance. We don't have to have unemployment insurance. That sort of thing. So our overhead is very low.
It's just easy. And so knowing that you run all the operations, so does David ever look at the finances, or does he just say, hey, Bonnie, what's happening?
He doesn't even say that.
He doesn't even say that.
He just spends money.
He just uses the card. So you became a client of ours recently. So we're still kind of rounding the corner to year one. So that we can help you kind of get everything in order. And then as you're also growing, and we're going to talk about Paradise on Palestine in just a second. But so whenever you decided to engage with us, what was the thing that you said, okay, I need a team that can help me? What was
so I've been doing the bookkeeping for the karate school ever since, from the beginning.
From day one.
And then when we got into real estate with the rental property, I felt like I was over my head, right? I did have an accountant that helped me, and then I was like, why am I paying this accountant to do my taxes? Because, I can do my taxes. I just copied what they were doing, right? On my
1040?
Well, on my 1120s.
Oh,
we were an LLC at first.
Right.
So
LLC, 1040, Schedule C, and then now transition to 1140. Or
1120.
1120.
Yeah. And so, but this was like a little over my head. And I was like, I really need some guidance on this. And so that's why I got with Melanie and went,
what can I do? What can I do? Yeah. And you know what? You're not alone. There's a lot of, actually most entrepreneurs start doing everything themselves. They wear 10 different hats, sometimes 20 different hats.
Right.
And it's really good with like you and your husband that you both kind of have a delineation of, okay, this is your role and this is my role and responsibility. But as you continue to grow, you outgrow your own expertise.
Correct.
And then you get to the point where perhaps I need to bring someone else on board, so I make sure, number one, I'm doing it right and correct, dotting my I's and crossing my T's, but then also, like, I hope I'm not leaving any money on the table, meaning make sure you're giving yourself credit for everything you can so that you continue to help grow your business. So that's really great, and we're super glad that you've come on board.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Paradise on Palestine. So first of all, tell us what that is.
So we have a timeshare on Lake Palestine. It's over in Flint at the Villages. And we had been thinking about, it's like, well, when we're there, we're never overlooking the water. And we're like, we really want to have something where we're overlooking the water because we love the water. It doesn't matter, beach water, lake water, whatever. Any kind of water, pool water, it's all good. And so we were like, I started looking on realtor.com. Oh, let's see. It's like, first, let's see if we're going to use our timeshare. Let's use our timeshare a little bit more. That just went out the window. We just went out and started looking, and we found this place. And and it's been under renovations though for a year. It was
I remember when we first started talking, it was still.
Yeah, it should have been finished in January. And we've had issues with contractors quitting
and probably
on us.
Materials.
And then materials. Oh my God, supplies. Oh yeah.
So what is your intention with this property and this home?
So people can book directly through us. Or they can book they can find us on Airbnb and VRBO. Eventually, hopefully, we might get on booking.com and Travelocity. So just the more avenues we have to get our property out there, the better. And we have software that coordinates it all so that we don't have overbooking.
And is there a management company that's taking care of the booking and then the cleaning and the maintenance?
I have somebody who's going to be doing the cleaning.
Perfect.
And she has stayed at a lot of B&Bs. She cleans houses. She was going through and telling me, okay, we need to take inventory of everything you got, and she's just a very good go-getter. Little ADHD maybe.
That's perfect. So when is the property going to be available?
So I have it open.
Should we cross our fingers?
Crossing our fingers, yes, genuflecting, whatever we need to do. So people can start booking for this coming up Monday.
Oh wow! Oh my gosh, that's like so close.
They're working on. They're still working on the outside. The deck. They're working on getting the deck
so that's
done.
Monday, August 20th.
Something like that. Yeah.
What day is it?
22nd.
22nd. Okay, Monday, August 22nd. So Monday, August 22nd.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I wanted, for the Labor Day weekend to be able, and we've got introductory rates going on for like now until the end of September.
And so if somebody wants to find it, where do they go?
ParadiseOnPalestine.com.
ParadiseOnPalestine.com. It's right there if you need to see it. So what made you guys venture into this? So you've been doing great with the martial arts.
The market and everything being what it was, and we're not going to do martial arts forever. Hopefully, we basically it was because we wanted a place on the lake to be able to go to the lake and stay on the lake and be on the water, and we just weren't getting that, at our timeshare, and. This was kind of a
win-win.
So then it's like, well,
you get your property and a business, and you've been successful operating, the martial arts studio for such a long time. So this is kind of just a secondary business that's going to be very helpful. So one of the things we like to ask all of our guests is, thinking about the students that are going into college today and the people that are coming out of college as first-year students and going to get jobs, and they're also thinking about, man, I really just want to be my own boss and be an entrepreneur. What would be some advice that you would give them as they're thinking about either starting their own business or even transitioning like you did from a very, I would say, safe W-2 job, meaning, it's kind of got steady income. And I know the industry was kind of up and down.
Right.
But what would you say?
It's very helpful to have a degree or knowledge in marketing or business.
Right.
We went to back in 2008, and then in 2009, we went to the Martial Arts Super Show.
Okay.
Century is our main supplier.
Okay.
And they do this big super show. And they have...
Where is that?
Well, the first year it was in Orlando,
Okay.
so we got to ride off a trip to Orlando with the boys. And
Nice.
then the next year it was in Las Vegas, so we got to
It
ride
just
off
moves.
a trip to Las Vegas. Well, they've moved it back to where it's always in Las Vegas
Okay.
now. But we were sitting in like a lot of the seminars and stuff like that, and having that marketing and business background, we were like, kind of weird. We know all this, you know, and we knew all of
Right. You knew all
these
the-
things, yes, and how to market our business, because that was our background. And what we found was that there's probably a lot of great martial artists out there, but they're not necessarily good at business.
Right.
And so they have to then pay a lot of money to pay somebody to do their marketing, and the newest marketing
And
thing is
run their
funnel or something like that, you know, and it's like this funnel marketing, which I still don't understand all of
Right.
that. It's like whatever, but yeah,
It's-
we just do, you know,
Right.
fly by the seat of our pants kind of a thing, and it's worked for us. But you know, if you can start off small and not have to have
Right.
a lot of employees, that cuts down on your overhead.
Right.
You know, online businesses are great because you can work from
Right.
home, so you don't have that overhead. That's our biggest expense, is our rent
Right.
on our building.
Right. And you have to have that.
we
that brick and
have to
mortar.
have that, yes. So that's one of the things. You know, if you start off small, then you don't have to go to the banks and take
Right.
out the loans and
Right.
pay all of that interest on the loans.
That's the thing. So our last guest is a gentleman who just graduated from high school, and he's going to OU, but he's definitely an entrepreneur. He's created like 3 or 4 businesses, and we asked him the same question, and one of the things he said was, you don't have to have any money to start a business. You just have to have a great idea, and then kind of like what you're saying, know how to market it.
Right.
And you can, like you said, start small, meaning there's a way to do it in a very big way, which is probably going to be very costly, or there's a way to kind of crawl before you walk, before you run.
Right,
And, you know, definitely be
And then what's the
tenacious.
adage? Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, I think that's great advice. So tell us about getting through COVID, because I do feel like you guys must have an incredible reputation and a history in the community that you're working with to really still be afloat, because what you do, first of all, you were shut down first, and then you were opened up last.
Pretty much.
So how did you guys sustain and kind of shift so that you could continue to stay operational?
Well, so we belong to several different groups on Facebook, and everybody was like, "Oh, you need to go on Zoom," and we're like, "What the heck is Zoom? What is the Zoom stuff? You know,
Zoom isn't a noun, it's a...
I'd never heard of this."
Yeah.
And so I researched
You know
it.
what? I don't think a lot of people heard of Zoom before
Before COVID.
COVID.
No.
Zoom is a COVID word.
It is. It for sure is. You know, now Skype, we all
Yeah.
knew about
Skype,
Skype.
right.
You
Yeah.
know, it's the same concept, but Zoom had I guess they just took off. So
Right.
I created a Zoom account, and then, you know, I would log in and log out because I had the free version, and you could only
right.
go for 45 minutes. I was
Right.
like, well, that was perfect. Well, then it was like, well, no, that didn't work. So then we got the paid version, and we did that. And we also did something unique. We did Ninja House calls. So we would go over
Oh, I love
to
that.
like Melanie's house and outside and
Like 6 feet apart.
right, and do class outside.
That is amazing. Did
Yeah.
you do group classes? Because
No, it was all
all personal.
They could sign up. We would do like
bet
2
you were
or 3 a
booked.
day, pretty much.
Because
yeah.
during that time, we were all looking for things for our children to do to stay active and
sure.
be social and continue to grow, get them off the video games.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So we would do that during the day, and then we would do the Zoom, and so our living room became the dojo.
I love it.
And you know, and Mr. David was, oh my God, he was like yelling at the TV, like, So I can, I'm like in the background going, shh.
Yes.
My ears, oh my God, I'm in the
love
room with
it.
you. Shh.
I love it. But you have to do that. You have to shift as an entrepreneur. You're like, okay, this is what's happening. What are we going to do
And
to
we
make it work?
found, like there's a lot of schools that have shut down
Yes.
because they did not follow that protocol
Right.
and they didn't do those extra things to keep their students.
Well, this is where your marketing background comes in, your sales background,
Exactly.
your
Yes.
creativity comes in.
Well,
and also you're the one looking at the books going, hey, we got to figure out how to generate revenue. So let's start kind of having a powwow.
And see, he wasn't in the daycares either.
Right. No.
So we offered it even to our daycare kids. We're not at the daycares, you're not at the daycares. So join in on our Zoom
Yes.
lessons at night. We had, some people just love David so much. They were like, we're not going to do Zoom. We're not going to do the Ninja House calls. Keep charging us anyway because we want to make sure that you're, oh my God.
That's
yes,
so great.
We were so blessed, yes. We want to make sure that you're going to be around.
Right.
When we're ready to come back.
And that's just the support of the community.
Absolutely.
So what would you say outside of COVID, because that goes without saying, outside of COVID, what has been like one of the biggest challenges you've had to overcome as a business owner and an entrepreneur, getting to the place where you are feeling very comfortable about where you are, knowing how to shift, really understanding the seasonality of your business, things like that?
Well, and we're unique in that we don't have contracts, so they can stop and start. We have a lot of people, summer is kind of our slump season.
Right.
So a lot of the kids aren't in
vacation,
daycares during the summertime, or they're taking a month off. We have a very big international base, so they're, going off to Kenya for a month, or back to Pakistan for a month, or, wherever.
Right.
Some divorce situations. We're going to spend a month with Dad. We had one kid though that actually talked his grandparents, because he was staying with his grandparents over the summer, talked his dad into letting him stay in town and not going to be with his dad for a week or two
Because he wanted to
stay and
train.
take karate. Yes.
Oh, I love that.
So that was pretty cool. But we've got that flexibility that they can take off. So typically July, August is, we lose a lot of students, and then we hope that they come back, so that's kind of the big thing.
Every year you kind of have to gear up for that.
Every year, yes. And so we fill in with a few summer camps. He teaches, he has a couple of summer camps that he does at Trinity Christian, which is one of the schools, right? And then we did 2 weeks at our school. And then I teach swim lessons to supplement supplement the income that we're losing.
You're just doing it all.
Yeah.
And you have kids.
College age. Well, they're not college age anymore.
But they're still, you're just juggling all the things. So that makes it a little easier. But still,
right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So what other plans do you have, Bonnie? We have Paradise on Palestine. That's getting ready to start. We've got the studio. Is there anything
Hopefully
else
to relax now.
up your sleeve? Yeah.
Hopefully we can relax.
Yeah. So what do you do to relax?
Go to the lake.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Right.
Except for all the work you have to do
I know,
on
right?
it.
I have not been able to relax at the lake just yet. But when we go, some days, we go and we just chill out on, Saturday, and then get up Sunday and go full steam ahead. Swimming, we have the pool, and so
Just chilling out.
I'll go lay out, swim in the pool, just hang out in the hot
Good. Well, you have to
tub,
do that. You got to balance.
Absolutely.
I think it was the book Art of War that I read in college, and one of the very, a long book, really great, so many lessons in that book. But the one thing I took away is like every warrior has to sharpen their sword, and I still think about that now as it relates to work hard and then give yourself a break so that you can go and rest and decompress and sort of recharge. So it's important
David
to do
weeds
that.
my flower beds.
Perfect. Yeah.
I'm like, he goes into and
love
weeds
it.
he weeds the gardens at ACM, and I think he's done Hamilton Park even. Yeah. And I'm like, when are you going to weed our own beds?
I love it. So, one more question. Where exactly is the North Dallas Martial Arts Studio?
We're in the Promenade Shopping Center on Coit.
Coit and
Between Beltline and Arapahoe.
Okay, so like not far at all.
No.
Well, from here, and for you guys, you're all over. But that's like right in like the Richardson area, would you say?
Richardson, it's on the Richardson-Dallas border. So we're technically in Richardson. You cross the street and you're in Dallas.
And do you have adult classes?
We do. Well, we have adults that take from us.
Right.
For the most part, they work out with their kids.
Whatever the belt is, like whatever level?
Right. Well, they come at the 7:30 class,
Okay.
which is our advanced and older student
Okay.
class. So we've got a big... All of a sudden, this summer, we've gotten a lot of teenagers that have joined in. So, I mean, it's just...
It might be because of
it's
the
cyclical.
the reemergence of the Karate Kid. Have you seen that on Netflix with what's it called? It's not called the Karate Kid.
I don't know.
It's
okay, now I don't know.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, which is
Yeah.
like kind of bringing it all back.
Right.
Very cool.
Right.
And you have a women's self-defense class
Yes.
that he has every once in a while, which
every
is
once
nice.
in a while,
Yeah.
about every quarter,
Okay.
we'll do that. Right
We'll
now,
need to
we're
know
in the
when that
midst.
is. I want to go to that class.
It's
It's
good.
actually coming up on the 28th. We have one coming up.
Okay.
Is that a
awesome.
weekend?
It's
That's
on
on Sunday.
Sunday,
Okay.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
We do birthday parties.
Okay.
We have a birthday party on Sunday.
So what's your website?
NorthDallasMartialArts.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we also like to kind of have a little fun here where Melanie will ask you some surprise questions so we can get to know you on a personal level. And you know Capriana, she's our sweet little intern and Melanie's daughter, and she wrote some fun questions for you. So
Okay.
we want to get to know you a little more.
Okay.
Well, I know you love the beach and you just got back from Hawaii, but
Yes.
would you rather go to Hawaii or Florida?
Would I rather go to Hawaii or Florida? Probably Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah. It was that good.
Hawaii was that good. It was, but I wouldn't go with my son.
Just you and David this
Just
time.
me and David this
Yes,
time, yes.
yes.
That
Perfect.
was, so we went to Hawaii, and that was my son's college graduation
Oh, that's amazing.
gift. So, yeah.
That's an amazing gift. Did the whole family go?
It was the three of us.
Perfect.
Yeah. My other son is at Tech.
Okay,
And
he hasn't graduated yet. It's not
Well,
fun.
he's in his PhD.
Oh, okay.
So he's
Well,
working
he's-
on his PhD. So
Okay, he's up there.
Yeah.
All right. Next one, Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Good, good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I know you're from Louisiana. So what's your favorite food from there?
And I need to know your favorite restaurant here.
Yeah.
Louisiana
restaurant.
Cajun restaurant.
So I make a killer red beans and rice that is not to be messed with. But gumbo,
Yeah,
gumbo, red
that's your
beans
thing.
and rice. Those are my things.
I still
And
need to get you some okra.
Here, one of our favorite places is Nate's, just
Oh,
over here.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that.
Love that
and-
place.
And S&D Oyster House.
Okay, yep.
They have a
Never been there.
yeah, they
Do
have
both
a
of
really
them have
good barbecue
gumbo?
shrimp. I usually just get when I'm at S&D, I get the barbecue shrimp because
Okay.
it's very similar to the barbecue shrimp that I get at my favorite restaurant in New Orleans, is
Oh.
Drago's.
Okay.
They have one in Metairie. They've actually expanded now, and they've got them all over South
So
Louisiana.
it just gives you that flavor.
Yeah, I went to a restaurant in Florida, and they had barbecue shrimp, and it was like literally barbecue sauce on
Oh,
shrimp,
no.
and I was like, that's not barbecue shrimp.
Yeah,
That's-
not your kind
that's
of barbecue
not
shrimp.
barbecue shrimp,
No,
yeah.
I'm with you.
So I know you're really busy, but what was the last book you read?
Actually, the first book I've read in about 10 years was Where the Crawdads Sing.
Oh, was
Where
that
the
good?
crawdads sing?
Yeah,
What's that
I
about?
saw all the hype. They've been hyping it with the movie
movie,
that's coming
uh-huh.
out, and so I was like, I bought it for my mom on Kindle. And
Would you recommend it?
Oh yeah, it
Okay.
was really good. And then when my mom comes over, so the lake is really convenient because my mom lives in Shreveport and we're here, so it's like an hour and 45
y'all
minutes,
can
and we can meet
connect.
up right there. Yes. So a couple of weekends ago, then she came over, and then we went to Tyler and saw the movie.
I love it. Okay,
So, yeah.
I gotta put that on my list.
Yeah.
All right, last question. Have you ever taken any classes from Mr. David?
So when we first started, I tried and I did, but it was so hard to take classes and then have new people come in and then I'm all disgusting and sweaty.
Right.
So I was like,
You're like, this
no,
is not
yeah,
working.
No.
So no belts for you?
No belts for me. But what I told my boys when they were growing up, I was like, okay, you all may be black belts because they got them when they were around 12 years old. You may all be black belts, but just remember that this no belt mama can take your butt down.
Anytime.
Anytime.
Like just with a snap.
Anytime.
Like
Exactly.
literally takes, yeah.
Exactly.
That's how it is in my house.
Yeah. So.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, so I'm actually going to be teaching or facilitating, I should say, because he's going in to do a back to school night for the PTA. And so while the parents are in the meeting, he's going to be teaching the kids some
I love it.
karate stuff. So I've got to fill in.
Yeah, at least you usually got black
I
belts
just
to
love
help
it that
you.
you
Yeah,
two
we do
can
get
work
some-
together. It's been a family business. Your kids went through it. And now you're
Yeah.
helping all of our kids in, North Dallas
Yeah.
get stronger, more confident. It's just
And
so
learning
good.
how to be safe
Yeah.
and how to get away from bullies and
Yep.
whatnot.
Well, thank you so much for
You're
being on our
welcome.
show. We really
My pleasure.
appreciate it. So for all of you guys out there, it is North Dallas Martial Arts, excuse me, let me say that again, North Dallas Martial Arts.com, hard to say fast. And then ParadiseOnPalestine.com. August 22nd, you can start renting it out, and it's a beautiful home that's been completely renovated,
Completely renovated.
right on the water. Thank you so much for joining our show. That's all for a day.